afternoon, everyone. I am Amara, and I have a presentation today called Wrong Button. Our Future by me. Robots. So, the future. Robots are the future of the human race. They can cure diseases and perform jobs that are too dangerous for us where we might get hurt, such as volcanologists who go to volcanoes. Today, some of the things we're going to discuss are robots, what they are, how far we are in advancements with them today, and how they'll be in the future. But first, we need to figure out, what is a robot? What is a robot? When most people think of robots, they think of sentient beings who try to kill all the humans and take over the world, or maybe something more subtle as the droids from Star Wars. But they're a little different than that. A robot is a machine that can follow code that was programmed to do by a human, but it can also learn from its current environment and past environment and adapt to that. Since we're still developing robots, it's a little tricky to create an exact definition for them. However, this one rule applies to them all. The robots of today. To get a feel of what robots can do, we're going to talk about some robots that already exist and how advanced they are. Let's start with something a little more familiar. Have you ever heard of Alexa or Siri? Well, they're both examples of robots. While they are pre-programmed by their developers, they can adapt to what you ask them. Siri is an iOS application, and you can ask a question and she'll answer. She can also perform functions on your device, such as play music or calling people. Alexa can do similar things, and she can play music from the Amazon store or even order things. Sophia. Sophia is an artificial intelligence robot, or AI, that was created by Hanson Robotics. She made an appearance on CNBC and The Tonight Show, and had a date with Will Smith, which was pretty funny. She's the first robot to become a citizen of Saudi Arabia, or any country for that matter. She uses advanced robotics and programming to run her AI system, and this is a picture of her. ASIMO. ASIMO was created in 2000 by Honda. It stands for Advanced Step and Innovative Mobility. The lowest price for ASIMO is a stunning $2,500,000. It's pretty expensive, but as of 2016, it's the most advanced humanoid robot you can buy. Development has just stopped on ASIMO as of June 2018, and is currently displayed in Japan's capital in Tokyo. Here's the picture. Drones. We've gone over robots, and it's now time to talk about drones. Drones don't count as robots because they need humans to control them, but we did work with them a lot in the past, for the past 4 weeks, so here are some drone facts. Drone facts. You must have your eyes on a drone at all times. While there are some drones that are created for photography, you can't look at the camera as long as you have someone else who is your designated drone watcher. They are called the virtual observer. The longest drone batteries are lithium ion. If it sounds familiar, these are the batteries that were in the Samsung phones that are blowing up on airplanes. They can get pretty hot and explosive, so you should be careful with them. Drones can only be flown in certain weather. If it's snowy, sunny, cold, hot, windy, don't fly your drone because somebody can get hurt. Human-to-human interface. Okay, now this is where stuff gets interesting. This machine does mind control. Using advanced neurology technology, you can hook yourself up and use the neurons in your nervous system to do one of the following. You can either control a clock or another human. So first you must hook yourself up by putting two electrodes on your arm, here and here, and here, another one here. And then you attach yourself with a black wire here and two red ones here and here. After that, you hook yourself up to the claw, and if you do a motion like this, then you can control the claw using your electricity and your neurons. This also works if you put it on your face or your leg, as long as you set it up right. Now to control another person, things are a little different. So for the controller, whoever's controlling the other person, you do the same setup, but the person who's being controlled does not need this here. If you hook yourselves up to the machine, there's a black box that you can turn it, increasing the amount have with the other person. And once the person who's controlling the other does this, they can control the other person's 3 fingers here, pulling them in, as well as giving them a small electric shock. This does not, however, work on everyone, as Jayla Lynn and I both, it does not work on us.